I was recommended to do your course, and so that was initially what led us to be looking in that direction. But Matthew was having a few difficulties with probably a few things came up at school. He was having troubles probably at that stage where hormones were starting to rage a bit, and he was having a bit of trouble expressing anger appropriately, but also having a lot of problems dealing with changes and emotions in general, I guess. So being able, a lot of things caused him a lot of grief, and so he became quite down on himself and about things that were happening around him, to quite a serious point that we knew we had to do something about it and give him some skills to become a bit more resilient, but also to help him realise that what he was feeling was okay also, and how to work through what he was feeling. I have done a lot of yoga, mindfulness and gratitude myself, and we had been sort of talking those things through with Matthew beforehand. But of course, it's not always taken on board when it comes from a parent. Sometimes it needs to come from an outside expert, so I knew the benefits of what the description of what you were doing would have, but it just needed someone outside to give that. And because I had received a recommendation about how wonderful someone else had found your course, we thought it's not just a course that's going to help him for now, but it's the skills that he would take into later life as well. Probably, not as in holding us back, but more to see how he would react to doing it, and how much he would take away from it, and that he would improve in his ability to monitor his own emotions. And so that was kind of, we were seeing a psychologist as well. And because you were teaching all of the skills that she was mentioning, she was able to focus on other things, working through a lot of issues rather than teaching those skills that you were focusing on. So it really gave him a safe space to go and do that, and talk to other kids too who were not in the same groups at school, and other groups that he was involved in, just completely different from those. And it ended up being something that he now always wants to do. It's not been, at the end of every term we go, oh, that was great, oh no, when am I going back? So it's always been something that he has initiated to want to continue, and still does. So it's been really wonderful, because that's been, I think, about 18 months that he's been going to you, and that's a real credit to you and Desley. But he's finding just that revisiting of all of those skills has been magic for him and perfect for what we wanted for him. Going to be immediate, even for adults. You need to practice so it becomes automatic. It's like any skill. You can't expect to remember to do those things, especially kids when they're just all emotion at times, and then to stop and think, oh, I should be calming down by doing this exercise. That doesn't come naturally for a very long time. Having those skills to be able to calm when things are getting a little bit heightened, if not immediately to draw on them himself, but for us, because you let us know what skills you're looking at each week, to be able to say, oh, I remember, what about trying this? Leanne said you mentioned that. The journaling is amazing. He loves doing that, and I find that that's great for him to work out things, problems he might have with decisions we make during the week, and having a place to talk about that, which is great. And then he also had surgery this year, which was quite major, and a real stumbling block for him on top of COVID. And so he was able to use some of those strategies to calm before the operation, to get through the really tough times afterwards in the rehabilitation. So, and he even said that he used a lot of those strategies. So, I mean, that was perfect. That was exactly why we wanted him to do the course, was to be able to get to the point where he's able to draw on those strategies himself, which, yeah, it was fabulous. I would actually say I would recommend it to anyone, but particularly kids who are a little bit anxious or having troubles with anger, or just having troubles understanding their own emotions, and that have big emotions, and trying to self-regulate and to have a bit more of a gratitude for what things they already have rather than always wanting more. So I really think it's just for any kids. I think there's such valuable skills to learn for anyone, but have been unbelievably helpful when the emotions are very high.